This is already awkward. I'm actually going to start over. I'm actually going to give it another go right now. Yeah. Welcome to the test episode of No One Listens to Kendall, the podcast where I talk like no one's listening. Because no one listens to me, except for maybe you who have clicked on this video for whatever reason. Fate? Algorithmic favor? Perhaps you know me. I hope you don't. Hey. I'm 21. I just graduated college this past May, and I'm like having a crisis. Just a little bit of a crisis. Like a crisis in the sense of who am I? What am I doing? What is life? I actually don't know how to do anything, and I'm coming to that realization in many ways, in many facets of my life. It's like, oh, like I actually don't know everything, and it's making my life more difficult that I don't know everything. And yeah, we're gonna talk through that. What is this podcast gonna be, you ask? What is this podcast gonna be about? Is that what you said? I thought I heard you say that. You did say that. Don't say you. Yes, I'm not gaslighting you. You did say that. So, like, be for real for a second. Thank you. Yeah, what is this podcast gonna be? I'm going to be experiencing psychosis. And attempting to speak through it and talk about my interests, which more than likely is going to be K-pop. Like like actually, let's get into it. Actually, let's get into that right now. Jaehyun, when I catch you. 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 So here's the thing. My favorite K-pop groups are like Shiny, NCT 127, Billy, ITZY, ATEEZ, TXT. Okay, at the tippity top of that list right now is NCT 127. Like it used to be Shiny. Like Shiny is my favorite group of all time. But there's something about 127. I'm like obsessed. And I go through waves of obsession with different members, okay? So first and foremost, the love of my life, and you do have to know this, is Mark Lee. I don't know what it is about that man. He it's something in my brain. It's something in my brain that switches when I see him. It's like almost like a Pavlovian response. Like I see Mark Lee, that's the input, and something just like turns where I can't think properly. If I have the gumption, I will insert a video of me seeing NCT Dream for the first time that last year, and I quite literally involuntarily was screaming at the top of my lungs, and I feel so sorry for whoever was sitting next to me at that concert because I was actually screaming like a banshee and I was actually losing my mind because I had paid, oh God, $250 for a ticket. Low key, low key shouldn't have spent that much money because I was broke. I was making $9 an hour as a barista. Like I was broke, but I was like, I have to see Mark in person, and it has to be somewhat up close. Did I want to be in the front? No. That pit, I'm not finna be in the pit. I'm finna be in the pit. No, the heck I'm not. No, the hell I'm not actually. But I did sit in the section right behind the pit. And when I tell you, seeing Mark in person changed something in me. I don't, I don't wish that sort of obsession and craziness upon anyone. And I'm so sorry for whoever was sitting next to me and had to experience that. Usually when I go to K-pop concerts, it's like very social, very funsy. Like we're all like so fun, having so much fun with one another. Those girls were looking at me like I was actually deranged. They were like, yeah, like and I was like on the end of my aisle too, so that I could see. I like strategically. Anyway, we're off topic already. Mark is my ultimate bias from NCT 127. Ultimate bias. I sound like a K-pop profile, like newbie. Like anyway, Mark is my bias. But like I was saying, I go through waves of obsession with the different members in 127. So I am having like a little Jaehyun moment, having a little Jaehyun moment. He's someone that I apprehensively liked. And you're like, why? Why apprehensively? Why apprehensively? Because the West Side Am I even allowed to say that? Because of the West Side niggas sort of situation. Which was like right when I was getting into NCT. I was like, I don't like this fool. I don't like this man. I don't like him. I've come back around. The Peach Boy does have a special place in my heart. And the waves of obsession, the way it ebbs and flows, one is why I love K-pop. It's so fun. There's always something that keeps me back. Every time I think I'm like, yeah, I'm not that into K-pop anymore. Something pulls me back. Something pulls me back. Jaehyun's taste in music is impeccable. Is impeccable. And so when he dropped Forever Only, when he dropped Horizon, I said, "Oh, we have a case of colossal talent on our hands." And like I knew Jaehyun was talented, right? Right, but there's those kind of idols that they're like so beautiful that it's like distracting. It's kind of like how Hyunjin is an impeccable dancer and really like an underrated rapper in Stray Kids, I would say. But he's just so beautiful that it kind of like distracts you from the talent a little bit. You're like, dang, like you can't be this gorgeous and good at everything. Like it's just simply not fair. It's simply not fair. It's simply not fair. Jaehyun, gorgeous face, impeccable music taste, impeccable fashion sense, impeccable sense of humor. Oh my gosh, he's so funny. He's so goofy. He's very goofy and like he's an Aquarius. He's just weird. He's odd and off-putting. He's a little spooky. There's no thoughts behind those eyes. He's just existing. And he just happens to be existing in this like Grecian, picturesque, statuesque body face package. And it distracts you from the fact that, oh, this man can sing. Oh, this man can write. Forever Only? Have you read the lyrics of Forever Only lately? And actually, the art direction as well. His vision, his aesthetic that goes with the music to complete this experience. This experience. Yeah, full fledged experience, right? European summer. A European summer. Horizon, that music video, Gorgina. Was it Milan? Was he in Milan? I hope I'm correct. I think he was in Milan when he filmed Horizon. But anyway, back to Jaehyun and why I have to catch him. It's reached a fever pitch. I can't think of anything else but Jaehyun. I can't think. His voice is haunting my. It's haunting me. It's haunting me. So obviously we know his first album is coming out, right? We know this. We know this. Jay, the first album. The pre-release singles, my friends. The pre-release singles, my friends. Oh, Roses and Dandelion double feature is actually insane. Cause one, those two songs were made for very different audiences. Okay, very two. There are two kinds of Valentines. There were two kinds of Jaehyun fans: Roses fans, Dandelions fans. Okay, let's take a guess. Let's take a guess. Take a look at me. Take a look at me. Or analyze my voice, whatever you want to do, and think about what kind of Jaehyun fan do we think I am. And if your answer was Roses, you would be correct. You would be correct because like, wow, everything red is a cold reminder of you. Wow. Wow. That's a level of pettiness. That's a level of strife that only an Aquarius can feel. That only an Aquarius can feel. And Dandelion is good, don't get me wrong. Dandelion is good, don't get me wrong. But it's also like you're either like a Forever Only fan or a Horizon fan. Me personally, Forever Only. She ate, she cleared. The white shirt, the old like Calvin Klein esque sort of editorials that kind of went along with that situation was right up my alley. Was right up my alley. And the second verse of Forever Only is actually really insane. Is really insane. Anyway, I'm all over the place. Jay, the first album, Roses versus Dandelion, double feature. I haven't felt this way about a double feature sort of like music video since the soap and training wheels double feature from Melanie Martinez. Who remembers that? It was giving that. So we go Dandelion. First of all, ouch to my ovaries. The children dancing around Jaehyun while he's being a little silly goose in his sweater vest. Oh, so you want me to marry you? You want me to envision a marriage with you? That's what you want. right? And then you're going to cut that off halfway. You're gonna hop and skip around like the little nerd goofball you are, and then we're gonna transition into roses. You're playing. You're playing in my face. And I would like you to continue doing so because the artistry, the lyrics, when the backup singers came in with the roses, 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 I was like, wait, not too much on the singing. Hold on. The melody, I just sang that melody incorrectly. So sorry about that. Don't worry. Don't worry. Roses, roses. But here's the thing we have to focus in on. I love male strife. I love male grief. I love when men beg. That's crazy. Love when men are sad. Like feel your emotions and make it everyone else's problem, I guess. Well, actually don't do that. Don't make it everyone else's problem. But like it's fun when Jaehyun does it because he's hot. But we have to focus in. We have to focus in. We must stay focused, my brothers and sisters of in Christ. Let's focus in on the line. Quit me like a cigarette, played me like a clarinet. Here's the thing. Quit me like a cigarette is loaded, my friend, because cigarettes are toxic. Cigarettes are bad for you. So what did you do, my friend, so that she had to quit you like a cigarette? First of all, that means you're a bad habit. So you kept coming back. This is not the first time y'all done broke up. First of all, Jaehyun, I got your tea. I have your tea. This is not the first time y'all have broken up. That's first and foremost. Secondly, you're toxic. You're a bad habit. You're a bad habit. Quit you like a cigarette? And what? Did she quit you what? Cold turkey? A nicotine withdrawal cold turkey is absolutely insane. What did you do, Jaehyun? Because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, he is still a man. Let us not be fooled. Let us not be led astray. Jung Jaehyun is still a man. So what did you do, Jaehyun? What did you do? He's an Aquarius. Me, who knows nothing about astrology. Virgo, by the way. Virgo, Sun, Libra, Moon, Scorpio, rising. Spooky. Spooky. But Aquarius, man, quit you like a cigarette, my friend. And now you're sick, crying, throwing up, can't even leave the apartment because someone else is buying my homegirl roses? That sounds like a personal problem. That sounds like a you problem. You're up here singing about it. You've done hired a whole choir to help you build your image. Babes, babes, what exactly does that have to do with me? That's what I would say if I was the girl. What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with, oh dude, I moved on to the next, buying me roses like I deserve? Ooh, and we haven't even touched on. We can't even get to the fact that he said I can't even enjoy Valentine's Day anymore. That's old dude's birthday. First of all, the embodiment of love, the embodiment of romance. Jung Jaehyun himself birthed in on Saint Valentine's Day. It's only fitting. It's only right. I wouldn't have it any other way. But you're so sick, crying, throwing up, that you can't celebrate your birthday anymore? Birthday and Valentine's Day, double whammy? Oh, it's bad. Y'all were fighting for real. It probably got nasty, my friend. Nasty. And I feel sorry for everyone involved. Because like I said, I know he made it everyone's problem. I know he made it everyone's problem. Jung Jaehyun, my friends. I had such high expectations because, like I said, I was obsessed with Forever Only, obsessed with Horizon, love his sense of humor, love his style. I love his execution on the most recent NCT 127 album, Walk. I think some of his lines in NCT 127's discography end up being my favorite. I love his vocal tone. I love the way he dances. And so my expectations were very, 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 very high. And I do believe that they will be met because thus far, Roses and Dandelion have cleared. And then the snippet in the Prada film, correct? In the Prada film, can't get you. I can't get you out of can't get you out of my mind. My system, nah, nah. That is the exact sound that I envisioned for Jaehyun. Sort of like a neo R&B vibe with a little bit of a jazz influence. I would even say I would even love to hear him skew into like a little bit of like a city pop vibe. Like if you could somehow do like a R&B, like a little bit of like a city pop sprinkled on toppity top, delicious, delicious, beautiful. I'm eating it up. I'm having a fantastic time. Jung Jae-hyun. That snippet, that part of film, again, like he has such a clear vision for his aesthetic. It's this like Italian summer, European summer. He's so summery, but he can also transition into like this cool nighttime sort of feel. I loved the teaser pictures where he's like the light is just like amber, golden, burgundy, brown, mauve, you know, sensual, but not overtly sexual. Do you know what I mean? It's implied. It's suave. It's smooth. It's deep. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Are you here with me? Are you following me? I hope you are. I hope you get it. But anyway, me using Jan's comeback to dissociate and cope with the fact that I'm losing my mind. I just finished my first week of school as a teacher. Thank God I love it. Thank God I love the chaos. And I'm like 99.9% sure that this is my passion because, like, the level of exhaustion I feel from these 5 days is actually clinical. It's actually really scary. It's actually really scary. But kids are so funny. Kids are so funny. Like, K-pop stan will say it all the time. So I have a fake plant on my desk with a photo card of Bumgu taped to it because it was in my college dorm apartment, right? So you know how college dorms are. You just have like the most dank, rank, but ugly decorations. I say in quotes to make your space feel more personal. But this is something that has traveled with me because my friend bought a TXT light stick and it comes with those giant photo cards and you get all 5 members. So she gave me Bumgu because Bumgu is my bias. I'll have to go over my bias list one of these days and that can be a whole podcast in and of itself because I have a type. I definitely have a type. But Bumgu, I have this giant Bumgu photo card taped to like the planter on this fake plant. And the girl comes up and she goes, "Who is that? Why am I choking, coughing, getting panicked? Like I feel like I'm being attacked. Like this is my personal space. Like this is my teacher desk. Like, girl, girl, these kids are so funny though. And I'm teaching English as a second language, right? So my baby speaks Spanish mostly because we are in good old Tejas, Texas. And like we're trying to overcome this language barrier with one another while also introducing new concepts that they're going to be tested on. And so it's like this whole hodgepodge of things and they all have such big personalities and they're all so dramatic and so silly. So silly. And that is my favorite part of it is like building community in my classroom with my 28 kids per section, and we're just roughing it out together. And we do the block schedule, so each class is an hour and a half, which surprisingly goes by a little bit faster when you're actually in instruction. But when you're doing introductory activities and you're not teaching for real yet, brutal. Brutal. I did my introductory slides, the blank stares, the uninterested look on their faces. I was like, I just lost so many aura points. Wasn't very demure of me. Wasn't very cutesy of me. Wasn't very cool girl of me. Wasn't very tomato girl of me. Wasn't very European summer of me. It was actually giving the trenches. Like it was actually demoralizing, humbling, demoralizing, embarrassing, debilitating, scary, spooky, awkward, silence, in addition to the other horrors of a high school with over 2,000 kids. Wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. But were my About Me slides cute as a button? Yes, they were. Because I'm 21 years old and I'm using Canva. I would not have boring slides. Thank you. Thank you. That being said, I did do my first real round of instruction on Friday. Had to learn like I'm the student. I had to teach connotation versus denotation. So connotation is sort of the vibe of a word. For example, if I said you're curious, it has more of a positive connotation. If you're nosy, it has more of a negative connotation, though the two words themselves both have a similar definition. The definition is the denotation, which is just a literal intended meaning of a word, separate from its connotation, from the vibe, right? Now imagine trying to learn that concept and you don't speak English. Imagine how exhausting it must be to have to decode what everyone is saying all day. You get shooed off and be like, go find someone who speaks Spanish every day. I'm like, you will not be talking to my kids that way. Mm-mm. I don't speak Spanish either, babes. And we're roughing it out together. But they did really well on their exit ticket. Well, demonstration of learning. Education pedagogy is so makes me want to claw my eyes out. Exit ticket sounds too transactional. We're calling it a DOL, a demonstration of learning. But they did good on their exit ticket / DOL. So I'm very proud of them. And this whole week was basically just spent getting to know each other. And now that we've gotten that, I'm gonna have to like hammer in the strictness kin, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But I'm also trying to prioritize myself during this time because I can already see how easy it would be for me to get enraptured with this whole teaching thing and for it to consume my whole life because I do care so much and I'm an overachiever for myself, and so especially my kids, like I really want them to succeed, and I'm trying not to extend myself too much. So I'm trying to branch out in other ways and maintain a social life. So I went out for beers with a colleague of mine. Colleague? They're my friend. Why would I? We're not at the same school. They're a teacher as well, but we're not at the same school. So I guess you could call that my colleague. We're in the same school district. We're like 7 miles from one another. So we grabbed some beers yesterday. Not really a beer gal, but they picked them out. And I actually liked it. I didn't know beers could be not dry and pissy tasting, because the only beer I had drank up until that point was Modelo. Not sponsored at all. Bad. And so that's one way that I'm trying to extend my social life. And then also, I'm trying out for a K-pop dance cover team. Now, I haven't taken a dance class, like where I learn choreography from someone else, since high school. But I do dance in my free time, and I would teach like dance cheer routines to kids back in my hometown. Because my mom is also a teacher. And so she's over the cheer team, and I would go in and teach the dance routines to those kiddos. So I'm more so scared for the class itself than my ability to dance, because I just have my social anxiety is so bad. Also, on the website, they haven't listed what we're going to be learning for the audition, so it's a workshop, right? It's a workshop, and then you audition the next week. So this weekend is the workshop. I got so anxious I bought new athletic clothes because I was like, I don't have any like cute like workout clothes. You know how you watch the dance videos and they're all like in the cool sweatpants, like the really baggy top, and they're like sweaty, but like the cool hair, and they're like executing the choreography, and it's like really cool and awesome and all that. So I'm trying to give that. I walked out of there with business casual clothing at best. I went to TJ Maxx, walked out of there with business clothing. I did get like a cute little Reebok sort of athletic shoulder bag. It kind of looks like a baguette bag, like a bagoo, but Reebok, and it's lilac. So I did get that for myself because I was like, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be sportive, gonna be active, sportive. Dude, I should try to be cute. It'll motivate me. So I hope that goes well, or at the very least, I make a friend. Watch me audition. I don't make the team. I would be so embarrassed. Like I wouldn't come back, low key. I would not go back on the lowest of keys. And the lowest of keys, I would not go back. But I paid $25 for the audition, which I didn't know that like fees are a part of dancing studios, but I guess like you have to pay to keep everything in operation. Like that's how that works, and the instructors have to get paid and compensated for their time. Makes sense. A lot of sense. I just didn't think that far ahead for whatever reason. Um, but I'm excited. I'm nervous. I want to continue to prioritize having things outside of school. I also, this is not the best example of me trying out for a K-pop cover group. Not the best example of my goal, but I do want to try to extend my interests in social life outside of K-pop as well. Cause like I meet a lot of people at K-pop concerts because I go to so many. So I feel like a lot of my friendship circle is like K-pop related. So I want to try some like normie normie stuff because K-pop fans are not normal. Obviously, I'm talking about nothing. I just spoke about Jaehyun for about 15 minutes straight. It really said a whole bunch of nothing. If we're being for real, if we're keeping it a buck, really just said a whole bunch of nothing, of nothing, of nothing. But that's the whole point of this. It's a podcast where I talk like no one's listening. Hey, no one listens to Kendall. Speaking of which, that phrase, the name for this podcast, is kind of like my catchphrase because I grew up with my mom and my twin sister. So I have a twin sister. Lots of feminine energy in the house. Like very bratty, very catty. But we love each other down. Like those are my ride or dies. Even when I hate them the most, it's like I can be mean to my sister, but you cannot be mean to my sister because I will find you. And I can't fight, so I will psychologically make your life hell. Anyway, grew up with my mom and sister. Every time we would get into like a playful argument, um, it would always feel like I was being like talked over. And so I would always say something and what I said would come back around in the conversation. And I'd be like, I told you, like I literally said this at the beginning of the conversation, like nobody listens to Kendall. Like nobody listens to me. Like nobody listens to me. Like I'm literally an oracle. Like I'm literally clairvoyant. Like no one listens to me. I'm literally clairvoyant. No one listens to me. You should listen to me. Nobody listens to Kendall. Nobody listens to Kendall. So that's the name of the podcast. Let's see how consistent I'll be. I'm also gonna get a better setup, and I'm gonna get a microphone eventually. But for now, you're gonna have to deal with my webcam. Like, and if you don't like it, like, don't tell me. I'll cry. I will cry. One thing about me, I'm gonna cry. One thing about me. One thing about me is that I am gonna cry at every minor inconvenience. I am gonna cry. I am gonna cry because the other option is for me to punch a wall. The other option is for me to punch a wall. So you want me to punch the wall? You want me to cry? I think I'm gonna go with cry. I think I'm gonna go with cry. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And you know, I'm literally all over the place. I'm gonna get a document where I like write down my thoughts so that it's actually a coherent one of these days. Today is not that day. You know who else has an album coming out? Freaking Taemin. How did I not say that at the beginning? Taemin, at the time of me filming this, Taemin's album comes out Monday. When I opened that music video teaser, immediate tears in my eyes. That beat with the like that. And it's gritty and it's dark and it's flashing lights and it's thermal. Now here's the thing. And I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna have to take me, and you're gonna have to take it at face value because it's really not that deep, but it is kind of deep. It's not that deep, but it is a little bit deep. I know I'm not seeing plagiarism allegations for Lee Taemin. And you're saying he's copying Jimin. Now, here's the thing BTS fan since 2018. Low key, BTS is what got me into K-pop. Okay, if we're being honest, if we're being dead ass, then I went back and did my homework, and I said, okay, so it's actually Shiny. It's actually Shiny who's done all this first. I'm so sorry. I really hate to say it. I really hate to be that kind of fan, but I am that kind of fan. I think Shiny is better than everyone. I think Taemin is better than everyone. I think Key is better than everyone. I think Onu sings better than everyone. I think Minho is hotter than everyone. I think Junghyun is a better writer than everyone. Like, I think they're better. I think they're better. I think they're better. I'm just so sorry. Like, I really hate to say it. So you're on the internet. You're on Taemin's internet saying that Taemin plagiarized Catholic guilt androgyny and what, a thermal camera. That was like the similarity to what's Jimin's song? And then the lost in the light, lost in the light. That song is good. This new single, I don't know about that. Like Demi, that song is really good. Wish he would go back to that sound. How and ever. I know you're not. I know you're not on Junghyun's internet saying that Taemin plagiarized Jimin. First of all, they kiss each other in the dark. Let's be. Let's keep it a buck. We all saw those bleacher pictures. So let's start there, first and foremost. Secondly, anyone in K-pop who is having a solo career is inspired by one of three people: Taemin, Chungha, and Boa. Well, and I'm actually gonna put Tinashe. I'm actually gonna put Tinashe on that list with an asterisk because she's not Korean, obviously. But if you're a soloist in like the K-pop sphere, you're inspired by Taemin, Chungha, Boa, or Tinashe. So sorry. Hate to say it, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's simply the truth. You Chapel Run, I'm your favorite artist's favorite artist. Taemin is your favorite K-pop idol's favorite K-pop idol. I know you've seen the compilations of everyone just jaw agape, mouth agape, jaw slack in awe of Lee Taemin. E Taemin. I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it. And Taemin been androgynous, gay, Catholic guilt, slinky, sexy, dirty, grimy for 10 years, my friends. Get a grip. Get a grip, get a grip, get a grip. Back to the positivity. Really excited for the album. Dim Joints is on one of the B-sides, my friends. It kind of sounded like that. Boom, boom, like that. That sounds like a Dim Joints beat to me. Like, that sounds like a Dim Joints beat to me. So, Success is in the air. That sounds like it could have some Dim Joints in it, but I think it's a B-side that he's on. No, because his tweet said is sexy in the air. Which also, Taemin, is, you're not saying sexy, bro. You're saying sex. Let Taemin say sex. Taemin been moaning, groaning, grinding, vibing, also for 10 years. Sexuality. One of my other favorite Taemin songs was Press Your Number. I wish he would perform that. Also, he's going on tour. I will be there. I will be there, no matter the cost. No one should have ever given me a credit card, a real adult salary, a car, and free will. Because I will be there. I will be there. And when Impressionable is not on the set list, because Saber doesn't give a fuck about my opinion. When Pretty Boy is not on the set list. Oh my gosh. No, but Taemin could just play his title tracks and it would feel like a complete experience because that's how impressive his discography is. Like, he is so good at picking title tracks that have impact and punch. Like, Guilty? Releasing Guilty at the end of the year is absolutely insane. Is really insane. And actually, shout out to Pada for that point choreo, cause she ate that. She ate that. The hand under the shirt, and don't get me started on the Guilty album trailer. Cinema, cinema, and BPM. You better be dealing out the budget like that. I'm sorry, because the only bad thing about leaving SM is the decrease in budget, right? Even with the marginal difference in that, Timmons art artistic vision still shines because his artistic vision for himself is so clear and so well established. That's why he's able to transfer it over. People are like, is he gonna be able to be the same at BPM? SM. First of all, fuck SM. Fuck SM. You've taken everything from me. And by everything, I mean an NCT 127 tour. You've taken everything from me. And don't get me started on FX. That's gonna be a whole thing in and of itself. I could do a whole episode on NCT and the mistreatment. I could do a whole thing. Shout out M. Shout out Wavy. Shout out NCT Wish. Y'all deserve better. NCT Wish already deserves better. Shiny has deserved better for like the past 4 years, my friends. Red Velvet. Only person not victim to SM's shenanigans right now is aespa. And even then, barely. Karina had a fling with that man 4 weeks at most, maybe, and y'all was ready for them to disband. Y'all was ready for Karina to be tossed aside. And what did SM do? Absolutely nothing. But back to Taemin. Artistic vision. You can't buy that. You can't produce that. Some people have it and some people don't. And Taemin has it. Correct. Fill in the blank. This is Dora. Taemin has it. Exactly. And so, him trying so hard not to get banned on KBS. Sexy in the air. No, my friend, that is not what you're saying. Nothing of the sort. It's like Laurel Yanny, except not. but not. And Taemin, I love you. I want to look like you. You know who I want to look like? I want to look like Taemin in 10. You're like, those are two different people. They have those like, it's like a thin, muscular arm. And it's like you look like a boy, but also a girl. Like if a boy and a girl had a baby. Like I need a shoulder tattoo. Like I have my bicep tattoos. I have a bow because I'm just a girl. I have a lock because key. My shiny bias is actually key for me to have just spoken about Taemin for 10 minutes straight. But my shiny bias is actually key, so I got a lock because he's the key, and I'm gonna get a key eventually. But back to 10, I need a tattoo right here, like this little area. Like Johnny kind of has one in a similar placement like this, where it's like right here. And I think that's just like so masked, but so femme. Like if a girl and a boy had a baby, like I need that right here. Like the muscular thin arms. And like you're like masked, but like you're like femme. I just said that 3 times. How many more times can I say that? I think about not Victoria's Secret, Fashion Week. Was it Korean Fashion Week? Taemin performed Move. I think about his he loves like a turtleneck tank and like a little skinny scarf and like a little flared pant that's tight on the rump. Tight on the booty. You know what I mean? I need to look like that. I want to do like a short hair. I want to do a pixie cut so bad, but I'm gonna have to like perm my hair, and I won't be able to get braids. Like I'm gonna do a pixie cut so bad. I want to see if I can do like a pixie cut sew in, or just a sew in at all. Like I want to try a sew in this winter, and that's why I have my hair under my arm. I'm sorry. Like the hair under my arm is so 10. It's so Taemin. It's so. Who else is androgynous that I like? So Pada. When Pada got exposed as straight. I said, that's what y'all get for making assumptions. Just because you want to diddle that girl don't mean... does not mean she's gay. Talk about some gay for pay. It's not her fault that you're gay. Maybe you should fix that about yourself. Kidding. I'm also... well, bisexual. If we really want to keep it a buck. And I don't want to be annoying and be like, I wish I was gay. But also, we have to have a whole episode about the 30-year-old man lore. Guys, I was traumatized. Really spooky. Really scary. What have I really said for the past 40 minutes? If we're being honest, what have I said? Of substance. Of note. Of use. A bunch of nothing. But anyway, I think that's good for like a test episode. I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully next week. And stream J, the first album by jaehyun. Stream Sexy in the Air by taemin. His 10th? Is it his 10th EP for his 10th anniversary? Or is it just his 10th anniversary? Anyway, that's coming out soon too. Stream it, let me know. Talk to me in the comments. Find me on social media, all at Kendall Kendricks. Thank you, love you, bye, and don't forget, talk like no one's listening, my friend. Dance like no one's watching, my friend. Live life, be androgynous, do crime. Thank you, bye.